So at the age of 5, I suffered childhood sexual abuse from my older male cousin, age of 5. You know, never told anybody, never told my parents, never shared it with anybody, man, because in those days, you know, like what went on in your house stayed in your house. And so, and also as predators, man, they have a way to make you feel like if you tell somebody, nobody's gonna believe you anyway. And so imagine being 5 years old and you're going through childhood sexual assault from an older male cousin, right? Dealt with that, man, from the ages 5 to about 6 or 7 years old. For some reason, he just stopped, you know, doing it. And I remember it, man, my parents and grandparents would be over in the house next door. And my grandpa, he'll you know, get me to come over to his house next door and, you know, sexual assault me and stuff, right? Never told him I dealt with it. So I masked that. Then you move on now. My next encounter as a child, I was 9 years old. I suffered childhood sexual abuse from an older female neighbor. And you know, man, it's things that you shouldn't do. And so it had me doing things that you shouldn't be knowing how to do as a 9-year-old little boy. You should be out playing football, baseball, basketball. And the way that she would get me to come down to her house, once again, saying being raised poor, she would cook beans or something on a hot plate and feed me to get me down there and make me do all types of things that you should know how to do as a 9-year-old boy. So now you move forward. So I masked those things, man. You know, I masked those things all my life now. Like, you know what? I'm never gonna get treated like that again. This is never gonna happen to me again. I'm gonna be the best of everything. I'm gonna be the best in sports. I'm gonna be the best in school. And I equated back to, bruh, I'm not gonna be poor. Because my rationale thinking back then, this only happened to poor people, which is not true. And people didn't know that's not true. It happened whether you rich, poor, black, white, Asian, Latino, male, female, whatever it might be. Predators are predators, man. And I learned all this, man, by going to rehab, by going to get the help I needed, because in African-American and black families, man, these are the things we don't talk about, bro, especially as brothers, man. Because, like you said, the judgment, the guilt, the vulnerability. You know, like, man, how am I? So with me, I equated all this Darrell brother to like being poor, being black, and that's not the case. So as a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, that's how you think. Especially when you don't have that platform to go share express it with anyone. And then you've been told all your life, God bless my parents, man. Had some amazing parents. But it's the old adage of what goes on the house's house stays in the house's house. You know. So I had no outlet, man. So I just knew that I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna make all the money I can make. I'm gonna be the best of everything, because I'm gonna make sure no one has a chance to treat me like that again or make me do something I don't want to do.